Amen. So the show me state is showing the way. We need to show the show me state some love. I don't have anything good and clever. Missouri, and you've probably heard of this by now, Missouri has done something amazing. Just amazing. My parents moved out to Missouri at one point when I was a senior in high school. They were thinking they were going to, and my girlfriend at the time used to call it Missouri because she thought I was going to move to Missouri. Of course, she broke up with me and had a boyfriend the next day, so I don't think it was too much misery for her. But Missouri is no longer misery. Missouri is amazing. I don't know what to say. So they got, now, and it hasn't happened yet for sure, but we need to get behind them on something here. So they've got this this bill they've introduced in the state Senate called Missouri State Senate Bill 367. And I memorized the guy's name before I came out here, but now I think it's Burleson was the name of the state senator who did it, but I may have that wrong. And if I do, Jimmy D or David will correct me, but I believe it's Burleson. And if nothing else comes out of this, every one of us should send him a campaign contribution. This is an amazing man. But what Senate Bill 367 in Missouri says is what we've all, all of us crazy, weirdo, right-wing wackos hiding under our rocks have been saying for decades, is that the 10th Amendment restricts what the federal government can do and does not allow the federal government at all to regulate I would say almost anything inside the individual states, but certainly not gun control. So what the Missouri State Senate Bill 367 says is that all federal gun control regulations are illegal inside the state of Missouri. I read the bill just a minute ago, or probably about an hour ago now, and it forbids state officials and law enforcement to enforce those bills. And if they do enforce them, it opens them up to lawsuits and possibly even being barred from law enforcement within the state of Missouri. It's an incredible bill. It's been introduced. It's been introduced before, and I understand it's passed individual houses before, but it's never got past the governor. Now they've got a governor who might have to sign it if it gets to him, and suddenly everyone's hemming and hawing again a little bit. Now, I don't know all the politics of Missouri, and I don't want to poo-poo this. This is an amazing thing that it even got filed or brought to the floor. Or no, it's in committee still. It's not brought to the floor. But we all remember when the Republicans took over the House and Senate, and when Trump first got elected, and suddenly everyone who'd been voting to repeal Obamacare for all those years Obama was in office, suddenly they couldn't pass a repeal of Obamacare anymore because they got scared because they knew no one was going to veto it. That may be the situation now in Missouri. I do not know. It doesn't matter. We still need to get behind this thing. There is a petition going on at change.org, and we will put a link to the petition in the description of the video. And I'm sure we can even get David and Jimmy to post links into the comments. However, comments have been being weird with this link. Jimmy and David were trying to post this link earlier on another video, and YouTube would not let them do it. They had to hack the system, sort of post a comment without it, and then come back later and edit the comment and put the link in for the petition. So, I mean, YouTube can be glitchy. At the same time, our enemies can be overreaching, far-reaching, evil people too. You can never tell. That's the problem when they lose your trust. You can never tell. Is the system glitching, or are malignant overlords manipulating us again? You can never tell. So check out this petition. That it's change.org. I believe Legally Armed America is the first one who did this, and I got passed on this information from David and Jimmy, who both live in Missouri, who apparently have been bugging the hell out of the state legislature in Missouri. I think from what I've gathered from them is that most of the state legislature may have their numbers blocked now. They might have to go get burner phones if they want to keep doing this thing, because they've been burning down the phone system at the Missouri state legislature. But I know now lots of times men in our community, we've gotten jaded, we've gotten discouraged. We don't like to go anymore and get our hopes up or get involved because we just get our hopes dashed every time. But even if you think the system is rigged, even if you think there's no point, the die is cast, what's going to happen is going to happen no matter what. These things are important. It's important for them to know that we're still out here, that we're still paying attention, to keep them just a little bit worried. The whole point of everything we do here at The Revolting Man is to get men to stand up and claim their moral and I don't want to say legal, but their moral and temporal authority in their lives and the world around them. And this is a way to do that, to say, hey, I'm in charge, not you. They might not listen to you, but at least you have asserted your authority. You've proclaimed your authority. And they can't pretend to be ignorant now when the time comes. So check out this petition. Please sign it. If you get a chance to promote this thing in any way, even if you don't live in Missouri, because this needs to be brought up in every state house in the union. Obviously, it's not going to get through a lot of them or even get to the floor or get voted on. But this idea that the federal government has overstepped its bounds, has completely, I can't think of the word I want, but ignored the 10th Amendment. I wanted something more, exploded the 10th Amendment, that would change everything. If we could get the federal government back within the confines of the Constitution. And this is the first substantive step I've heard of in probably my lifetime to make that happen, where some state has had the gumption to even if it's just this one legislature, even Slater, even if it's just this Burlinson guy, he has stuck his head up above the berm, and hopefully you can't see this, hopefully this is off camera. He stuck his head up above the berm and given the two middle fingers of fellowship to the federal government. We may have to blur that out, I don't know.
It's not on there.
Okay. And I want to tell a bad joke. There's arm and hand signals in the Marine Corps, and I'm going to try to dumb this down a little bit, but I can't. Sister Kate, look away. I can't dumb it down too much. There's this whole, the arm and hand signals, when so you can communicate when you're maneuvering without yelling and letting the enemy know what you're doing. And there's things like, stop, move out. You've seen them all in the movies. But, the one you'd always laugh about is when you come under fire and your buddy would, how did it go? He'd say, cover me, I'm screwed. And the other guy'd go back, screw you, I'm covered. Sorry. It's funnier when you don't, forget it. We're moving on. Back to Missouri. Big stuff. Big stuff. It needs to happen here in Georgia. It needs to happen in California. It needs to happen everywhere. And this needs a big showing of support from around the country. So, like I said, check out that petition. Share it wherever you can. If you do the social media thing, please share it on social media. Make your wife go do it. Whatever you can do, promote this thing. Men, we appreciate you. Thank you.